Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you will be updated on all my future content. So this live stream is going to focus on dividing fractions using keep, change, flip. Our first example problem is 7/8 divided by 1/2. Going to go through step by step how to solve that problem. So really the first step is to turn the division problem into a multiplication problem. We're really not dividing at all. So step one, we keep the first fraction in the problem the same. So 7/8 we keep. Actually going to write keep above here, keep. Step two, we change the division sign to a multiplication sign, so change. Step three, we flip. So for the 1/2, the denominator, the bottom number, becomes the top number, and then the numerator, which is the top number, becomes the bottom number. So instead of 1/2, we have 2/1. Then the next step is we multiply our numerators and our denominators. All right, 7 times 2 equals 14. 8 times 1 equals 8. So our answer is 14/8. Now, usually, I like to keep the reducing fractions to lowest terms videos separate from the dividing and multiplying fractions videos, but a lot of the students I work with, they've gotten really, really good at the dividing fractions, and they need a little bit more practice with the reducing to lowest terms. So I will reduce this fraction to lowest terms on this video. So 14/8 is our answer. So to reduce 14/8 to lowest terms, we simply have to divide by the greatest common factor. So if we're looking at the factors of 14 and the factors of 8, the factors of 8 are 1, 8, 2, and 4. The factors of 14 are 1, 14, 2, and 7. So we want to divide by the greatest common factor. So that's the biggest number that both 14 and 8 have in common. So the biggest number that's the same for both 14 and 8, the greatest common factor is 2, so that's what we need to divide by. We need to divide our numerator and denominator by 2. So 14 divided by 2 and 8 divided by 2. So 14 divided by 2 equals 7, and 8 divided by 2 equals 4. So 14/8 reduced to lowest terms equals 7/4. Now let's say you want to reduce 7/4, or you want to convert 7/4 to a mixed number, because it is an improper fraction right now. The way to do that is to divide. You want to see how many groups of 4 go into 7. So I'm going to model that next. So I'm going to make 7 total tallies. I'm going to make them in groups of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one group of 4. 1, 2, 3. So I have my 7 total tallies, and I have one full group of 4. And then I have a remainder here, but I wasn't able to get a second full group. So 1 is our whole number. And to get our fraction, the mixed number here, our denominator stays the same, and our remainder is our numerator. So we have a remainder of 3. 3 is the numerator. So to recap, 7/8 divided by 1/2 equals 14/8. 14/8 reduced to lowest terms equals 7/4. 7/4, the improper fraction converted to the mixed number, equals 1 3/4. All right, next example. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Please hit the like button. It really helps the algorithm. So next, we have 3/5 divided by 1/10. So step 1, we keep the first fraction the same. Step 2, we change the division sign to a multiplication sign. Step 3, we flip the second fraction. So the denominator is now the numerator. The numerator is now the denominator. So again, it's keep, change, flip. So now we're ready to multiply. 3 times 10 equals 30. 5 times 1 equals 5. So our answer is 3/5. That's not our final answer because 3/5 can be reduced to lowest terms. Hi, welcome to the chat. So again, to reduce a fraction to lowest terms, we got to find the greatest common factor between the numerator and the denominator. So greatest common factor between 30 and 5. So our factors of 5 are 1 and 5. Our factors of 30 are 1, 30, 2, 15, 3, 10, 5, and 6. So our greatest common factor between 5 and 30 is 5. So 5 is what we need to divide by. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing and hitting the like button. So 30 divided by 5 and 5 divided by 5. Here we go. So 30 divided by 5 equals 6. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So 3/5 reduced to lowest terms equals 6/1. Now, if we want to reduce that improper fraction to a whole number, pretty simple. We're going to make 6 total tallies with 1 tally in each row. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 groups of 1. So we have a whole number here with no fractions. 6 over 1 is equal to 6. Our answer is 6. All right, moving on to the next example. All right, we have 8/9 divided by 2/3. So step 1, we keep the first fraction the same. Next, we change our division sign to a multiplication sign. Next, we flip the second fraction. So keep, change, and flip. Now from here, we multiply. 8 times 3 equals 24. 9 times 2 equals 18. So our answer is 24/18. But that's not our final answer because that can be reduced to lowest terms. Usually I keep the reducing the lowest terms videos separate, but for this live stream I'm not. I'm actually going to reduce this fraction to lowest terms. So again, to reduce a fraction to lowest terms, we want to find the greatest common factor between the numerator and the denominator. So I'm going to list the factors of 24 and 18. We have to divide by the greatest common factor. So we have 1, 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. Next we have 1 and 18. Factors 18 now, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6, 4 is not a factor of 18, 5 is not a factor of 18, 7 is not a factor of 18, 8 is not a factor of 18. So we have all our factors here. Now we got to divide by the greatest common factor. So again, we're dividing by the greatest factor that both 24 and 18 have in common. Even though 6 is not the greatest factor listed, it is the greatest that's common between 24 and 18. So 6 is our greatest common factor. That's what we need to divide by. So we have 24 divided by 6, 18 divided by 6, 24 divided by 6 equals 4. 18 divided by 6 equals 3. So 24/18 reduced to lowest terms equals 4/3. Next, I'm going to convert 4/3 to a mixed number. So again, we got to figure out how many full groups of 3 we can get in 4. So I'm going to make 4 tallies. I'm going to make them in groups of 3. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's one full group of 3. 4. I have 4 total tallies. I was able to get one full group of 3. And then I have one tally remaining. So 1 is our whole number because I was able to get one whole group. Our denominator stays the same. Our remainder is our numerator. So our answer is 1 1/3. 8/9 divided by 2/3 equals 24/18, which reduced to lowest terms equals 4/3, which converted to a mixed number equals 1 1/3. Again, if this is too many steps, what I'm likely going to do is I'm going to take this live stream and I'm going to upload clips from the live stream so you'll see a video where it's just the dividing fractions, and you'll see a video where it's the reducing the lowest terms, and then you'll see another video where it's converting improper fractions to mixed numbers. So you can watch, if you go to my videos page, you'll see clips of this live stream on that page for tomorrow and for probably the remainder of the week. All right, 2 more examples, and I'll probably call it a live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. So next example, we have 3/4 divided by 7/10. So step 1, we keep. Our first fraction stays the same at 3/4. Next, we change the division sign into a multiplication sign. Next, we flip the second fraction. So 7/10 becomes 10/7. Now we're ready to multiply. 3 times 10 equals 30. 4 times 7 equals 28. Next, we are going to reduce 30/28 to lowest terms. So again, to reduce something to lowest terms, we divide the numerator and the denominator by our greatest common factor. So 1, 30, 2, 15, 3, 10, then we have 5 and 6. 28, we have 1, 28, 2, 14, 3 is not a factor of 28. 4 and 7. 5 and 6 are not factors of 28. 8 is not a factor of 28. 9 is not a factor of 28. So we have all our factors here. Now the greatest common factor, the biggest number that both 28 and 30 have in common, is 2. So that is what we need to divide by. To reduce 30/28 to lowest terms. So 30 divided by 2, 28 divided by 2. 30 divided by 2 equals 15. 28 divided by 2 equals 14. So we have our final answer, 30/28 reduced to lowest terms equals 15/14. Now, next step, we want to convert 15/14 into a mixed number. So I'm going to make 15 total tallies, and I'm going to make them in rows of 14. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. So I was able to get one full group of 14, and then I have one remainder. So 1 is our whole number because I was able to get one full group. Our denominator stays the same, and our remainder is our numerator. So 15/14 converted to a mixed number equals 1 1/14. So to recap, (3/4) divided by 7/10 equals 30/28, which when reduced to lowest terms equals 15/14. When converted to a mixed number equals 1 1/14. All right, moving on to the final example problem. All right, 4/5 divided by 9/10. So step 1 we keep. 4/5 stays the same. Next we change our division sign to a multiplication sign. Next we flip our second fraction. It's keep, change, flip. So the 10 becomes the numerator, the 9 becomes the denominator. And now we are ready to multiply. So we'll start with the numerators. 4 times 10 equals 40. 5 times 9 equals 45. So 4/5 divided by 9/10 equals 40/45. But we're not done yet because we need to reduce 40/45 to lowest terms. So the greatest common factor between 40 and 45 equals 5. So that's what we're going to divide by. 40 divided by 5 and 45 divided by 5. Here we go. (40 divided by 5 equals 8. 45 divided by 5 equals 9. And we have our final answer, 40/45 reduced to lowest terms equals 8/9. So to recap, 4/5 divided by 9/10 equals 40/45 when reduced to lowest terms equals 8/9. That is my live stream for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. And if there is an area of math or reading that you're having difficulty with, put that in the comments, and I will do a future video on that skill. Until next time. Well, I'll try to do a future video on that skill, but put it in the comments. Hopefully at some point I'll get to it. I do get multiple requests. But thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, this is Mr. Camilleri signing off.